Kane and Son seal Tottenham's romp to leave Leeds and Bielsa in trouble. The weather was a trifle chillier than Antonio Conte might have wanted, but, in so many ways, this trip to West Yorkshire proved every bit as restorative as a week in the sun at the Tottenham manager's favourite resort hotel in Sardinia. All those not-so-veiled threats about walking out on Spurs after losing at Burnley last Wednesday were forgotten as, with Harry Kane and Ryan Sessegnon excelling, Conte's team repeatedly cantered through Marcelo Bielsa's side's defense, reviving their, albeit still slender, hopes of Champions League qualification along the way. For Leeds, the statistics are damning. Despite possessing one of the Premier League's most admired goalkeepers, Leeds have conceded 60 league goals this season, more than anyone else, and have collected only 1 point from the last possible 18. Given Conte's left wing-back was enjoying such a fine game for Spurs, it was perhaps appropriate that it was Sessegnon's cross which created the opening goal for the onrushing Matt Doherty. The right wing-back took that delivery seamlessly in his stride, lifting a first-time shot over Illan Meslier. Bielsa's goalkeeper was soon beaten again. This time the danger derived from the right where Conte's Juventus loanee winger, Dejan Kulusevski, assumed possession. He played a slick 1-2 with Doherty, cut inside and, having dodged Junior Firpo with almost contemptuous erase, deceived Meslier by fixing his eyes on the far corner. No prizes for guess Kulusevski then proceeded to squeeze a left-foot shot just inside the near post. After a few moments of introspection starting bleakly at the ground beneath his feet, Bielsa switched from a back four to a back three, with Stuart Dallas reassigned to right wing-back with the fairly thankless of minding Sessegnon. Briefly, Leeds improved and when Rafinha and Robin Koch exchanged passes, Koch was unlucky to see his eventual shot rebound off the inside of a post, with Hugo Lloris beaten. It proved a purely temporary respite for Bielsa. When Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg lifted a pass into the area, Kane lost Diego Llorente and used his left foot to volley the dropping ball beyond Meslier from a particularly awkward angle. The exquisiteness of Kane's finish on a day when the England striker was fully back to his best proved no consolation to Elland Road regulars who must have been tempted to start watching through their fingers every time Spurs crossed the halfway line. On Friday, Bielsa pledged that his attacking philosophy remained the only path for Leeds, but his team has conceded at least 3 goals in each of its 5 games since Newcastle secured a modest 1-0 win here on January 22. Given that Leeds shipped 6 goals at Liverpool on Wednesday, they trudged off at half-time here against a soundtrack best described as somewhere between mutterings of discontent and gentle booing. Although, shortly before the break, Meslier saved well from Sessegnon after the wing-back was cleverly queued up by Kane, it was not quite as one-sided as the scoreline suggested. Indeed, Spurs were forced to weather a few periods of intensive Leeds pressing and, despite Rafinha's usually reliable radar appearing to have gone a little awry, and Leeds fans can only hope he has not fallen out with Bielsa, an unmarked Luke Ayling directed a very decent headed chance off target. There is though no point in, a la Leeds, commanding around 60% of possession if your defending is consistently disastrous. Despite the introduction of Mattis Klich and Rodrigo, a little of substance changed for Leeds, with Meslier continuing to make a series of good saves. Meanwhile, Conte was yellow-carded for protesting too vigorously after Rodrigo caught Christian Romero painfully on a calf. Scowls subsequently turned to smiles on the visiting bench as Kane crowned an afternoon punctuated by some glorious passing, often from defender disorientating deep positions, provided Son Heung-min with a stellar diagonal delivery and, having taken a steadying touch, Son shot Tottenham's 4th. It proved the cue for many of those who had earlier been, somewhat defiantly, signing marching on together to march out of Elland Road in a despairing exodus. Those who remained booed Bielsa's side off.